You too. Welcome in. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. We're live on Twitch currently with my boy Falcon Gaming. It is 11:15 at night, and we're going to be doing a little Ascension 20 run. We're going to be starting off with first tower gets a common banner and burden cart. We're going to start off with arrow towers and then transition, we're going to start off with shadow towers and then transition into arrow towers. And that is because I need the wood for my economy. I am tempted to go wood first, actually, and go for Timberwind Mark as the banner. So maybe I'll do that. No, let's go arrow first. And we'll have to figure out our economy. So we do have burden cart. So the most traditional start with burden cart is supply depot, general collector. And then you actually get endless woods 1. Hire a worker, put them in here. That'll put you at just enough to where at the next round after the next round, you'll get enough wood to build a second general collector and so on and so forth. So we are going to place our arrow tower, get Timberwind Mark, nice. Then we're going to delete this tower and get all of our resources back because I need my wood for other things. Yo, Temage, welcome in. So we're going to start off with a tornado tower. And if this doesn't work, we'll try like a mortar or something. That's hilarious. So instead of tornado, we will go arc tower, and I'll just have to take the L on the 5 wood it's gonna cost. Temage, nice to have you in here. Have you never seen this game before? You're a regular, dude. I'm shocked that you haven't. I've played this game for hundreds of hours. Okay, so once that is cooking, I want to verify that I haven't messed anything up. I still have the stone. Okay, yeah, we are good to go. I'm tempted to build an arrow tower at the end of this round to get the 2 wood and then leave the tower. So we're not gonna do that though. Oh, you did, but it was a while back. All right. Okay, so you see, we're gonna get enough wood to build another general collector next round. We take the extra 4 gold that we got. Don't forget to get Oak Crusher. If you don't get Oak Crusher, the wood doesn't wood and it doesn't work out. Now this start normally works out perfectly to get 3 general collectors if you start with a chest opening and burden cart, and that chest gives you at least 43 wood. It's going to be off, and we're only going to get 2 general collectors quickly, and the third one's going to be weird because I started with first tower gets a common banner choice instead of the typical 43 wood. So it's going to be a little spooky. And our goal here is we're going to get as many damage banners as possible. So we only want Timberwind Mark or Lucky Shot. Those are the only banners we'll accept. And then when it comes to shadow towers, because we want to boost damage and wood production as much as possible. And then we'll transition into shadow towers. And we're going to fusion with them and get Pact of Dusk. So now arrow towers inflict weakness, but then all of their damage banners for arrow towers now boost shadow towers damage instead, and it's multiplied 2.5 times. So let's say I get 3 arrow tower banners that end up boosting arrow towers damage by, let's just say, 80%. Well, once I fusion, the shadow tower damage will now be boosted by 200% due to that multiplier. So your shadow towers go crazy. Okay, so at this stage, we should be able to survive one more round without anything else. We might need a mortar tower, I forget. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need a mortar tower. Yellow cat, hello. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, whatever, okay. So, yeah, we'll build this cute little mortar tower here. Wait, did it just explore differently? I don't think so. I've never seen that before if it did. What? Okay. So then this is only wave 2, so we're good. Now on wave 3, we're going to get a banner choice. So we want to make sure at the end, the only tower we have built is an arrow tower to guarantee the banner that we're looking for. So we just got our 3rd general collector, which is exactly what we want. Or sorry, our 2nd. And I'm really worried about single target damage because we start getting elites immediately on round 5. Wow, this is a gorgeous spot for a runestone tower. So yeah, typically you do want to explore before you build a tower because this is also nice, right? But because I explored first, I was able to find this better spot. And we will build arrow towers here now. And we'll see how this goes. I'm nervous about it, but I'm very hopeful as well. Okay, so you can see the round is about to end with just these 2. So now I delete this, delete this. And honestly, building a runestone tower that round, I don't think I want to do that. Because that's a fairly expensive tower and only get 80% back. And I easily could have survived without that runestone tower. So I think I'm just gonna build 2 arrow towers. And then with my arc tower, I think I'll be able to survive. Yeah, so I'll just sell this and build a mortar and then delete it before the bullet lands. And now the only thing that will count is my arrow towers. And then I like to go into total damage and just double, triple check that I only have arrows. Because I have a long history of messing that up. And then we're going to banish all 3 of these. Because none of these provide damage. Actually, I'm not going to banish barbed arrows. Because one thing of barbed arrows can be good. Because if you get bleeding, this relic will not show up unless you have bleeding. Some sort of bleeding chance. And so in Ascension 20, on 18, they gain a 0.5% regen, all enemies do. That regen is brutal, man. So if you can get this relic, it actually makes a pretty big difference if you have bleed applied all the time, which with this build you will. So now all that should be left is Timberwind Mark and Lucky Shot. We're going to go Timberwind Mark to help our wood production just a little bit more. Adar, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing well tonight. And now we're going to be getting a little spooky. We got the Oracle choice coming up. And we really need it to be Path of Bounty to boost our economy more. But also, first tower gets a common banner choice would be great. Because then I could get another wood banner, and then I can transition into building shadow towers, which will work out fantastically. Okay, let's go ahead and... I do need to build enough towers to survive without it being too painful for me. Oh my god, where this is going crazy, dude. This map is nuts. Okay, so yeah, we'll go Shadow Tower. And I do need to make sure I end up with 162 wood at the end of this round to be able to build my last general collector. So let's just double check here. 86 plus 84, 170. So if we needed to, we could spend 8 wood. So I could afford this arc tower. And I think I'm gonna need it. So we'll build that little archy poo and we'll call it a day. See if I can survive. Okay, nice, we can. Now I do want to delete this so that when we get our guy that first tower gets a common banner choice, we're guaranteed to have it be a banner that helps me get this fusion that I'm going for earlier. So we risked it on the rerolls and we did get Path of Bounty. So that is an absolute blessing. Damn, do I want to go for this 18 instead of these 12s? I would really prefer this for a tower. But maybe losing this tower spot will be offset by how much better that is. Well, maybe a better one will show up here. No, yeah. Fuck, dude. I mean, at 18 that early? I am blessed with a pretty good map. So I think I can afford to lose this. Oh man, I'm getting greedy. Okay, and then if I need to, I can always sacrifice next round. I'm hoping I'll be able to survive this round, but we'll see. Nice. So normally I would reroll. However, I am so low on honor. I have spent over 100,000 honor in the last like 2 weeks. Just re-rolling my guys. Just because I was having fun. So I'm kind of in a deficit, so I can't afford to re-roll. And this guy is honestly pretty good. Because you never know. This chest, it could be 30 wood and then I'm gonna cry. But it could also be a legendary banner. You know, it's like Peter Griffin always said. We have to pick the mystery box. You know, it could be a boat. Right? Okay, nice. We got one that boosts damage. That's exactly what we wanted. And then this also works out nicely because I can grab the stone, which will help me with another shadow tower. Or, I mean, 49 wood, that is the most amount of wood you can get. Almost. It's 50. So this 50 wood would... the 50 wood would help me set up my economy. However, if I get the stone, I could get the statue and still have leftover money to get a Raven Tower. And I absolutely need a Raven Tower in order to handle this single target damage. I'm gonna need 2 Raven Towers, actually, just to get past wave 7. So I think I am going to get the stone, and I'm not even gonna get the statue. Or actually, if I get the statue, I could get the Blessing of Choice. Oh, that's tricky. No, we have to get the stone, because I have to focus on my survival. But I could build another arrow tower. That would be like 2 arrow towers worth. And I do have all my banners and arrow towers right now. And that's an extra 8 wood around. Let's just go for the wood, man. Oh, but the stone. I'll be able to build another Raven Tower next round, even without getting the stone. So we'll be fine to get the wood. What a spooky little dookie, dude. Okay, and then I have been blessed with such a phenomenal start that normally I would invest more into my economy, if I'm being completely honest. But I do not want to lose this start. This is such a good start. But I also don't really want to build a Raven Tower this round, because we have a banner choice next round, and I know I'm gonna want to demolish every tower that I build in order to make sure I get a shadow tower banner or arrow tower banner. So I think I'm gonna try and continue with more shadow towers and arrow towers. I mean, it's just too juicy, guys. The spots on the map that I'm getting, I mean, this is wild. So what if I skip out on my entire economy and just commit to more shadow and arrow? Am I able to handle an elite? I mean, with Shadow Rain, I think I might be able to. Wow, I can't believe it. Guys, what a wild start. Yo, Mo, appreciate that lurk, brother. So we're gonna reroll and go for Timberwind Mark, because I need that extra wood production. Okay, so now I want to see if I am able to buy the guild hall and survive with it. I'm hopeful. And then when this elite dies, he's gonna drop a chest. Okay, so on Ascension 20, elites do not drop a chest every time you kill an elite. So starting on 19, every wave spawns 1 elite. And so not all drop a chest. So specifically, I know that the 7 wave one does. Hopefully the wave 7 dude drops wheat. And the reason for that is because if you don't sell your wheat, you have 35. The chest will give you at least 30. That will enable you to hire a worker. And then you'll have your 2 workers to send on the mission. And you'll get your 3rd to sacrifice in preparation for wave 8, 9, and 10 on the boss. And then the boss, wave 10, will still kill one of your workers. But because the mission is already started, the mission will finish. So it works out quite nicely. Okay, let's see if we can pull this off. But I mean, if you don't go gold manager, you don't need the wheat from that chest. Or you could go trading post and trade for it. I mean, there are other options for sure. Ooh, that was close. Okay, so now that he's the only one alive, if we cast Shadow Rain, it's 230 damage times 8, and it would normally go to the first 8 enemies. But all 8 boopity bops still spawn, and they'll all go to this one dude. So you can do a nice, decent bit of damage. And then it's tempting to go for the rare banner, but then you get it after the boss, and typically you do need the banner's bonus before the boss. So on Ascension 20, I like to get the common banner. Let me make sure that I don't have any turrets besides Arrow and Shadow, just in case this is a banner. And then at this point, in case it's resources, I will build a trading post first, and then buy resource steals for that extra 20% yield if you get resources from a chest. So let's see what happens. Wow, look at that. So I got a juicy little 20% boost. And right now, even though 50 stone would be stellar, I'm not really hurting for stone, and I'm getting a lot of it every round. Gold is really where I'm lacking. But remember what I talked about with the wheaties, right? But if we think about this, I only need 3 things of wheat. And wheat costs 3. So if I go wheat, I get extra that's just going to sit there. Or I could get the 26 gold, spend 24 of it to get the wheat, and then come away with 2 gold. Or if I pick the wheat, I'll have 10 left over that I could then sell for 3 gold. So technically the wheat is a better option, even though I would like the gold, but I would just spend the gold on buying wheat. So depending upon your economy and the current trading post trade rates, you may want to do some shit. So in this instance, wheat makes more sense. Let's hit him with the sack.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
120 gold is nuts for a start like this. That's wild. So now we can do some nasty shit. I need to invest all of my shit into my economy. And I have a lot of stone, and normally gold is what stops you from building more shadow towers. But thankfully, I just got 120 gold. So maybe I'll actually build 2 more shadow towers, which isn't something I'd normally be able to do. And what this is gonna help me with is more localized damage. And at the same time, I can't decide if this is a better spot, because once its range increases, this will be a nasty spot. And when I eventually end up, because here it's really only covering, look, let's count it really quickly, roughly 5, 10, 15, roughly it's 20 tiles of coverage. But if we go here, once we upgrade its range even just once, it'll be roughly 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It'll be roughly 30 tiles of coverage. So even though this looks like a traditionally better spot, it's actually worse for a shadow tower, right? If we were to go runestone, this is better. Or frost, this is way better. But specifically for a shadow tower, this is actually a little bit better. Now if you were really trying to localize your damage to this main corridor here and not over here, then this spot would be better, but this works out well for me. Okay, and so now that we have 5 and 5, if I could afford getting versatility, that would be a huge boon to my economy. But it is very, very costly. And I'm very nervous about my single target damage. So let's try to be greedy and just see what happens. So if I max out economy budget and go versatility and sell some wheat and sell all of my wood except enough to afford 1 Raven Tower, I could get versatility 2. Let's see, 48 plus 15. What's 28 plus 15? Don't yell at me, it's late. 43. So I would only need 5 more gold to be able to afford this. I'm gonna get enough wood to afford another Raven Tower next turn. So if I sell off this wood and turn in my guild hall, while it will reset this back down to 0, which normally sucks ass, or to 15, getting versatility 3 will give me 20 more gold. Because it's 20 per towers that have 5 built. And because I have 5 stone and 5 shadow, or 5 wood and 5 shadow, that's a really nasty start if I'm able to survive. But something else I'm considering here is that there's a decent amount of space between my tower. Okay, not a decent, it's small, but it's not tiny. There's a small amount of space, right? 3 tiles worth between my main defense and death. And so typically any elite that gets through your defenses is the last guy alive, as long as there's a little bit of time between your defense and the base. And so if all my defenses were here, I couldn't really count on Shadow Rain to be 2,000 damage. Or whatever 2 times 8 is, you know, 1,820 damage, let's just say. But because all of my towers are here, I have a much higher chance of this Shadow Rain hitting all at once that one elite. And so I can kind of think to myself in terms of the single target damage that I'm able to output. I can be a little bit more risky with my economy due to this. But we'll see. I'm probably going to get absolutely shit on. And then another thing that you have to consider is okay, yeah, so see, we're getting cooked. So Shadow Rain, let's see if we're able to get him. So I mean 2,000, if we were able to singularly target him with Shadow Rain, we'd be Gucci Gang. So let's see about doing that same thing. So we sold our wheat, wood, turned in guild hall, 48. And what I can do to help this situation here is throw in a little Frosty Boy. And that will probably be enough to make this work. And then I'm also going to fix the last 3 shadow towers to be most forward rather than random. Because you should do random to help make sure weakness is applied to every enemy possible. But maybe having too many of them on random is what caused a couple to get through. And so now that none of these got through, Shadow Rain will be unique to this guy. Perfect. Oath of Bones is phenomenal. But remember, it only works for the elites that do drop chests. So the 69 gold investment, if this were normal mode, could be worth it. But in this game mode, it's just not. And even though it's legendary and I would like to reserve it, because so few elites drop chests, Oath of Bones just isn't worth it on Ascension 20, in my opinion. However, Haste Watch is really, really good, but I don't even have the university yet, so it's not worth paying 25 gold for this. Now, if you reserve, it's going to cost 5 more gold, because that's what reserving does, is it saves it for next market, but the cost goes up by 5 gold. So what you can do is reserve this bad boy for the next market, but then the downside of the 5 gold increased gets ignored because you buy Trader's Gift and the next relic you buy is free. Okay, so we're gonna increase our fire rate on these guys more, because they're eventually gonna apply weakness. So we don't care about their damage at all. All that we care about is their fire rate. Okay, and you can see single target damage is still a problem for us. I want to see if I can sneak away with getting the statue, Shadow Tower, Blessing of Choice 1, and 2. Because if I get Blessing of Choice 2, that will give me the banners that I'm looking for from the Shadow Tower. And so then I do feel confident if I'm able to survive this. I will feel confident going into the boss round, because I'll be able to build a Raven Tower on top of having these really, really strong Shadow Towers. It looks like this is going to be a close one. Yeah, 2000 HP, so definitely invested way too much into my economy. Also, Save the Universe. I'm so sorry I didn't catch you when you came in 5 minutes ago. Welcome in, my boy. Good to have you here. So I think I am going to have to go, instead of Raven Tower, which when I do an 80% sell, yeah, let's try it. We will get Trading Post 1. How about that? And 2. Let's just see what happens. And then instead of spending my gold on that, we'll spend my gold on my towers. No coffee for 10 minutes. Oh, well, this is water, dude. This is water. It's 11:49 p.m. If I was drinking coffee right now, I'd be a sick fuck. Yo, a seed. Thank you for paying rent and stopping by, dude. Guys, the official sponsor of today's video, for anyone that is a streamer or is a content creator or has a Discord server, please go and check out Seed Production. He is a Discord guru, and he literally has everything you need for Discord to make your own server and run it nicely. And not only that, but he does not cut his videos, which is my #1 favorite feature about him. So that he speaks so eloquently and clearly. Oh god, a seed. More like I need. Anyways, back to Nordhold. We have some cheap upgrades here. And I'm desperate to survive. So let's see if maybe the Raven Tower can fix this. And then we can take off targeting the elite with our other towers. And hopefully that one change of letting the Raven Tower do more elite damage and letting my my dudes chill out and target other people. Hopefully that will be enough. And then I could instead invest this gold into my economy somewhere. Okay, looking pretty confident. So what I can do is buy... yeah, we'll definitely have to change the strat here a little bit. 20 minutes? Absolutely not, dude. You're not depriving me of hydration. So yeah, that was working out great. They're great. So no coffee for 20. I'm not drinking coffee. There's no coffee in my house right now. What are you talking about? There's no fucking coffee in here. So we're gonna be a little desperate here. And I'm going to buy 1 arc tower and 1 mortar tower. And it sucks because I am gonna have to sell these at the end of the round. But I'm hopeful that we'll still be able to hang on to this gold. Oh my god. Well, I'm currently going through some stuff and the coffee maker is unavailable. But normally I do have an espresso machine that I make coffee with. Okay, perfect. So now before the round ends, we're gonna sell off every tower. Even the Raven Tower. I know, it hurts. But we'll just hit him with a little Shadow Rain here. Okay, and now we need to rush for Shadow Tower banners. So this extra damage is nice, but overdose is really what I need because their excess damage goes over to the next enemy, which makes Shadow Towers really strong. Path of Diversion. Oh, perfect. Darkness is great because it helps with that single target damage. So I'm actually gonna make shadow towers target the weakest person now, in the hopes that they get the most kills. And I'm gonna have arrow towers target the most health, in the hopes that they get the least amount of kills. And then this boss has terrible single target damage, or a lot of health, and there's an elite, and there's these two really strong assholes in front of him. But I have a lot of gold and a lot of resources, so I think we're gonna be okay. So let's see what happens if I build 2 Raven Towers. Holy fuck, what a map, dude. Guys, this is literally the most perfect map I've ever seen in my life. Because we got the split, so hopefully this is one singular path of unity for a while. And then we get a nice stagger. Oh my god, this is incroyable. And then, yeah, I really want to make sure I survive this round. But I also want to see if I could be greedy. And then, yeah, all of my shadow towers will be upgraded a little bit this round. Ooh, I have a different idea, actually. Check this out. Instead of spending my wood on trading ships to get more gold, and then spending gold on these upgrades, I think I would rather get stave construction, go workshop, and then get advanced towers so that all of their upgrades are 5 gold cheaper, which is effectively, you know, as of right now, I have 11 towers. That's 55 gold on top of their next upgrade being 5 gold cheaper, and the next one, and next one. So it's a really strong setup. And yeah, we'll just go for 2 Raven Towers. A Runestone Tower, an Arc Tower. And then we'll get a little greedy with our wood here. And I'm very hopeful that this works, man. I mean, that's a lot put into my economy. All right, perfect. Wow, that went really, really well. Okay, so now, do I want to open this chest or do I want to sacrifice first? Oh, just kidding, I can't sacrifice. So yeah, we're going to open these chests. But before we do, are there any towers I want to spend gold on to upgrade? Because I could get Artifact of Determination, which would stop me from getting a banner. Or stop me from upgrading my towers. I don't really care about upgrading my towers right now. I could get the relic that gives me a banner. And I would really want it to be a shadow tower to help me get the bonus sooner. But I just can't take that risk. Okay, vulnerability, that's good. Okay, Guild Bond. Guild Bond's not bad. So getting Guild Bond boosts this shit by 35. So I'm gonna claim it. And then get due diligence to make this shit cheap as fuck. And now we're going to get the statue. Shadow Tower, double Blessing of Choice, and now I can build as many towers as I want of different types, and everything will be fine because I'm guaranteed to get a Shadow Tower banner. Yeah, so now it's just chill vibes, bro. Hopefully I can survive this round. If I can't, that's gonna suck, and I'll have to invest less in my economy. But I'm hopeful. I mean, with how well the boss round went. Yeah, I mean, that's only 2 assholes, and I can eat that damage, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're not clutching that. So definitely spent a little bit too much on my economy. So let's just play it safe. And I will go statue. Only 1 Blessing of Choice. And I do still want to get 2 Raven Towers. And then we could get a little Frost Tower for this main kill zone here. And I guess more arrow towers. Fuck it, right? And then let me sell off the rest of my wood, and then I can afford 1 more of my Shadow Tower upgrades. So we'll go range on this dude, and we'll see how this goes. Yeah, and my Raven Towers were also targeting most forward last time instead of max health, so that might change things a little bit. Yeah, and then swapping over my Shadow Towers to most forward should help things a little bit too. Wow, looks like this was actually way worse. So the Runestone Tower is definitely better. The damage output of that. So yeah, we went Shadow Tower. Runestone Tower. Wait, what's Nordlight in the next patch? What is that? I haven't heard anything about that. What is that? It sounds really cool. You can select in the beta every 3 waves. You can select from a grouping how the path goes, as in how the next 3 paths go, or just like the next singular one. So that sounds awesome, man. Oh, but will it only ever split on those or something? Oh, okay. So you could still get fucked by splits, but it's 1/3 less likely, I guess, is the best way to put it. Damn, another split? What the fuck? Dude, that didn't happen last time, did it? Wait, so did this split happen last time? Hold on, let's just test something here. So I really don't want that split to happen. Okay, so this split is going to happen, but it's not locked in. It's only locked in for this current explore. So now, if I explore this one first, now this explore will be different. So hopefully this explore, now that it's a different one, will be a singular thingamabob. But now I need to redo my shit. So what did I do? I did Shadow Tower, Blessing of Expansion, Raven Tower. No, yeah, early splits are pain in the ass. Except in an instance like this, right? So my main kill zone is established. I have 3 really nice kill zones in rapid succession. I'm not gonna build towers anywhere else, ever. So once you have a kill zone established, you actually want a split as soon as possible after your kill zone to stagger when enemies show up. And if that doesn't make sense, I can go into more detail to try and explain it better. So I did Arc Tower, and then I bought a fuck ton of stone. And let's just build a second Raven Tower. Okay, sick. And then, yeah, I think a Mortar Tower will go nicely here. But yeah, keep in mind that is entirely situationally dependent. Nice, good round. So let me just double check that I do have the Blessing of Choice, which I do. Okay, so let's double up on that blessing. Dude, what a blessing. And now Yeah, I really want to try to survive because waves 10 through 12 are such a stress test. Dude, Falcon, thank you for the good luck and the wishes. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah, I spent way too much on my economy. Or didn't buy the right things. So it seems like single target damage, we're okay right now. So it's more so individual enemy damage. God, I still can't sacrifice. Fuck. So let's see, how would it go? I mean, that is a lot of extra turrets. Man, 33,400 damage. Fuck. Man, what could we do? I'm gonna give it 7 more minutes, and if I can't figure this out, I'm just gonna go to sleep, and I'll have to figure it out tomorrow. Man, I mean, yeah, maybe another shadow tower is the move here. Yeah, I mean, maybe I just commit to the process. Yeah, and I'll have to turn in my guild hall. And I will have to increase the crit chance on all of my shadow towers. Alright, let's see how this goes. No, that was terrible. Yeah, I think diversity is the key here. And if I can survive this wave and get the Shadow Tower banner, I will be in such a strong position. Oh, I really wish wood sold for more right now. Damn, we are fucking something up. Yeah, here, let's try for more damage. And I feel like the Arc Tower did work out well. Honestly, at this point, I think I'm willing to do some dumb shit. Damn, 5,000 HP? Fuck that. God, what kind of a build did I do to get him down to 34? And he was the only one there. Whatever, this will be my last try for the night. Did I get advanced towers? Oh, that does upgrade quite a lot of towers. Let's see. Is that what I did? That sounds kind of familiar. Okay. Damn, so we got the elite, then too many fuckers got there. Okay, definitely just a little bit of a focus issue. We can figure it out, but definitely tomorrow. So have a wonderful night, you two. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you're still here, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!